and welcome to MGP492. I'm Kev, and with me this week is Sheepdog and Pab. Say hello, Sheepdog and Pab.
Hello.
Hello.
There you go. Nearly 500 episodes have finally revealed that when I say boys and girls, I'm talking to you and not the audience. Now everybody knows. I've revealed one of the biggest secrets.
No, we go through a weird pattern where every few months you say that one way or the other, and then I say, I feel like we always say this one way or the other, and the pattern is that, yeah, I always tell you you've already said this the opposite way around.
Well, today I am officially talking to you and not the viewers, which is what we refer to our listeners as.
So why do you say girls as well, and not just because boys
Anna
and girls?
You may have noticed that Anna is a female human.
Yeah, but you say boys and girls. There's only
Yeah,
one.
I'm talking
girl.
to her boobs.
I thought you might be. That was what I was going to follow up with and ask, but I didn't want to be so crass.
I'm just going to be sat here miserable. We're recording this straight after England have been pathetic in the World Cup, so I don't want to do hilarious banter with you people. I want to sulk about the fact that I can't lord it over Zealand. So I'm just going to sit here and sulk while you tell us hilarious tales of your week, Pab.
What have I done this week? Nothing of interest, I don't think.
Fantastic. This is going to be a short podcast.
I really don't think I've done anything of note.
By the way, Anna's not here because she's so upset about England's performance that she's gone to bed sulking about it. She's a massive football fan, as you all know. She loves the football.
Yeah, before the game, she texts me, it's coming home every time England play. She just kept sending like more and more aggressive voice messages to me over WhatsApp throughout the match. And the last one I got... It's a
particularly bad day for Anna because she's part Welsh as well. So she's had the good old 1-2 double whammy today.
Plus, we all know how she feels about Iran. I mean, it's really pushed her over the edge, isn't it?
Exactly. So yeah, football ruined, which is why I'm enjoying the fact I'm going to have a weekend without it.
Wait. You commandeered her television as well.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I have to take full responsibility for England not winning. That was every other match of this World Cup I've either watched in the kitchen or in my office. This one I watched in the living room on the big telly, and it was the worst game of the tournament so far, so it is my fault.
You know there are rules.
I know. But as a positive, with regard to rules, I can now wash my shirt that I've now worn for the first couple of matches, and it's starting to get a little bit pongy, so I can wash it before Tuesday, presumably. I think that's okay now we didn't win, that I can wash the shirt.
Yeah, I've learned we don't concede goals if I leave my chair, which is always a risk, you know. It always gets in my head. If I get up and leave the chair, leave the room during a game and then we concede, I feel compelled to stay in my chair for the rest of it and for the rest of the tournament or season if it's Spurs. And so it's always very uncomfortable knowing that I can't leave the chair even though I need the toilet or whatever. But I got up to collect my takeaway at half-time and then was up a few times and we didn't concede.
Without getting too football-y, I assume Gareth Southgate has the same theory about Phil Foden, which is why he doesn't let him leave his chair. Because the other day we only conceded after he came on. So clearly, if Phil Foden sat down, we don't concede. Therefore, he's doing his bit from the bench.
That's what we need. But no, I guess we've now got to hope that we destroy Wales whenever that game is. I don't even know when that game is.
That's Tuesday at 7 p.m, Sheepdog. Do you not have your wall chart up?
No, this is the first tournament in decades that we've not had a wall chart up. Because I don't know where you would get one without buying a scummy newspaper.
Well, I asked that question on Twitch because there were people in my chat saying that they had wall charts. And I was like, well, I haven't bought a newspaper for 20 years. Where do you propose I get a wall chart from? And you can just get them on the internet and print them off.
Interesting. I didn't even.
Of course, you have to own a printer. Yeah, I was going to say you have to own a printer to be able to do that, which is the next issue. But you know, as a responsible small businessman, I of course own several printing devices.
You just made me think today, while we're recording is Black Friday, you've already made me buy an Xbox controller because they were...
You don't need to buy a printer. Do not buy a printer. That is a waste of money. It's 2022. What do you need a printer for?
Well,
you say a World Cup wall chart.
Every I don't know, 3 to 4 months, I am required to print something, and Mrs. Sheepdog gets really annoyed that she can't find anywhere to print well, we ain't got a printer. She's not looking for it. She knows we ain't got a printer. And she has to go and ask her dad to print on his printer that he shouldn't own. I don't know why he owns it. He owns it to print out photos that we text them, which makes me laugh. So he's got like wall pictures that are just print outs of pictures taken off phones. And we're like, what are you doing? But yeah, she doesn't like the fact that every now and again we have to print something important. So she has to go and do it at their house or at her office that she works at.
You can always email it to me. I'll print it and then post it to you. That seems efficient.
Yeah, that'll work. I mean,
not only do we have a printer, we have a franking machine as well, so we can put it in a properly addressed envelope and everything.
Sounds very snazzy.
I went over the top when I was selling Pokemon cards earlier in the year, can't you tell?
You should have franked the cards. The cards worth hundreds of your...
I have got so many Jiffy bags in the cupboard under the stairs. If anyone wants to buy Jiffy bags, hit me up.
You are
all the sizes.
They'll be useful for another hyperfixation eventually, won't they? You'll have some obsession.
You would say that, but my old Jiffy bags from years ago when I was a eBay superstar, they basically fall apart. They disintegrate over time. When we moved house 2 years ago, I found like 3 massive boxes full of hundreds of Jiffy bags, and they were just like powder. So they do disintegrate over the course of about 8 or 9 years.
Did you sniff any of them, see what happens?
No. But I do need the obsessions to come around a little bit quicker so that the Jiffy bags are still good and they're still sticky when it comes back round again.
Why don't you just Google Jiffy bag obsession and see whether anything pops up?
Because that's not how it works. I can't go looking for something to become obsessed with. It happens entirely accidentally and is out of my control.
Yeah, no, I get that. Definitely. I've still been trying to will myself to get obsessed in things. I've not been obsessed with anything for a while except games that I am playing.
We're only 7 minutes into the podcast. Just slow yourself down there, little fella. Goodness me.
When you said to Pab, what have you been up to this week? I was like, I've only left the house once, and that was to buy milk. This has been the weirdest week ever. I can't believe it's been a week since we last spoke. I've really basically worked, finished work, played my game, went to bed, worked, finished work, played my game, gone to bed.
I had the same conversation with a Quick Fit guy 3 times without leaving his presence. We just had the same conversation 3 times. Kept telling me I needed to get my tracking done. Don't even know what that means. He came out to do my tyres, wouldn't let me have all the tyres I wanted.
How many did you
I always get told
4,
that.
and he only let me have 2.
Oh.
When I send my car in for repairs and stuff, they always tell me the tracking's off, and I'm like, you're gonna have to explain. You're gonna have to dumb that
apparently
down.
it's because I hit too many curbs, and I explained to the man, more often than not, I park outside my house, which necessitates me hitting a curb to get into the space. So if he thinks I'm going to go and get my curb hitting damage fixed, only to then bring the car home and hit the curb again, that seems like a very pointless trip. I'm trying to save the rainforests here.
I feel like if a car can't handle driving over a curb, it isn't a car worth looking after.
Exactly.
In fact, mine get handed back every couple of years. I'm just, balls to it. I'm going to smash
exactly.
that around.
I'm more than halfway through this car. I don't care if it can drive straight at this point. I'm getting ready for my next one.
Pretty sure I didn't say this last. I can't remember when I got my car sorted. I had to get my windscreen replaced, and the guy said to me, "Don't go spraying it with any like heavy duty, pressure washers for the next week." And I was like, "I've had this car nearly 2 years. I've not cleaned it once. I'm not going to start this weekend." And he was like, "Well, just use a sponge on it." And I just said, "No." I was like, "I'm not." I left the room just telling him off. I was like, "I'm not going anywhere near it. The rain will clean it." And the rain
mine gets cleaned once a year when it goes in for a service, and the people at the garage clean it. I don't know why they clean it, but they do.
Yeah, it is weird. I think mine got cleaned when it went for a service as well. But at the moment, it rained the other day. It was looking a bit dusty after my drive to Ragnarök and all of that near the seaside. I think the seaside air was probably
just
a bit
drive
salty.
it in the rain then.
Well, I did. It's rained quite a bit. The car looks great. I thought, I thought mine was bad. But when I was chatting to my mate in his car before he left, his one was covered in spiders. There was a spider hanging over the passenger seat. And I was like, haven't you been driving people around? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, with the spider just there living in the passenger seat above it. It was just between, the sun visor that you pull down to protect your eyes. It was hanging off that with a big web, vicious looking little garden spider. And apparently they've just been looking after it. It's been in his car for weeks. And he's just, I was like, okay, I'm not that bad. My car's still habitable. And yours has probably got that little ocean of coffee that your old car had. I imagine you took that with you when you changed cars.
Look, it's not my fault that McDonald's cups disintegrate at the bottom. So if you leave a little bit of drink in them, eventually the bottom falls out and your cup holder starts to fill up with liquid, and then every now and again it gets so full that the liquid kind of splashes over the side, and it basically self-empties. I don't really know whether I should be interrupting the circle of life there. The cups disintegrate, the liquid empties itself. It's easy.
This is no joke. He used to drive me to uni every day, and he had his cup holder was just a brown pool of old coffee, like genuinely deep. If I'd have reached into it,
it wasn't just coffee. There was Coke and Fanta and stuff in there as well.
Brown fluid. It was a pool of brown fluid between me and him, like a little no man's land moat. And I just used to sit to the left of it, like pushing a bit further away, and Fardin would sit in the back, and every time we had something to eat, we'd just throw the rubbish in the back, and he'd have to dodge it, and he'd kind of push it to the sides. I
don't sit back there. It can be full of rubbish. It doesn't matter. I sit in the front.
He's all right, though. He used to just he'd get in the back of the car, you'd hear all this clunking of cans and rubbish sliding to the other side of the car, and he'd be like, yep, good. The only time I realised it was a problem was when I had to start sitting in the back because Anna came along. And as I was getting in the car, they'd be going, yeah, be careful. Andy was sick in the back earlier. And I'd be like looking to see if I could see where. And just thinking, right, I'll
wouldn't have been able to find it.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no finding it.
So
there was one time when I was still working as a teacher that we were donated a fridge by one of the receptionists to have in our little office. And me and Smoothman had to drive to their house to collect this fridge, and we opened up the boot of my car to put the fridge in, and just loads of rubbish blew out and flew down the street. It was fantastic. We were just chasing rubbish for ages. It was great. I don't see the issue. That's what cars are for.
Exactly. It's not a house, is it? It's no one gets an award for the cleanest car.
What's the difference? Really? Well, a house is kind of like that too.
Yeah, your house. Yeah. Back in the day, it was as well. To be fair, we used to record around the rubbish, and God,
I'm not a tidy man.
You're really not. I'm quite lucky that the women folk in my house get really aggressive if I don't tidy up. And to be fair, I get quite uncomfortable with it as well. My mates wouldn't believe that when I first moved out, I had a dog, and anytime they visited, I wouldn't be able to walk it, and then they'd be like, "Your dog's just gone to the toilet in the hallway, and I have to go clean it all up." And they were like, "You just let I didn't let it do it, but whenever they came around, I couldn't sort it." But they have it in their head that I used to just live like that all the time, and I'm like, "No, I genuinely did not live like that." But I had to learn the hard way to get used to not living like that. I had to very quickly learn. After about a week of having the dog, I was like, oh, "Okay, you really will just go anywhere you want." So since then, I've been a bit of a clean freak in terms of I wouldn't be able to cope if we were living together, Kevin. I'd be running around cleaning. I'd have to get a cleaner, to be fair. I wouldn't be able to cope trying to.
I want a cleaner. Anna won't let me get one.
Yeah, that's because she doesn't want to sit around playing games while someone's cleaning up around her, to be fair, which I kind of get. She needs an office. If you got her an office, so she could sit in gaming.
Well, I am working on it. That is part of the plan.
You swap with her. You have the living room. She has your room. You just let her sit in there all day with her console on a sofa, and you could just have someone clean the whole house. She'll just come out to. You can just tell her you're doing it. She won't come out. She won't know.
You can tell that you've not been to my house because there's no way you'd fit a sofa in this office. Not a chance.
What? Not a single-seater sofa for a squish on? She's tiny.
Not. No,
single-seater
you would not fit one in here. Yeah, there's no
such
thing as a single-seater sofa, you maniac. You're
Of course there is.
A chair.
Yeah, all right. I just meant like a squishy sofa chair thing, yeah.
A beanbag?
No, just like a... He had them at his old house. He had his three-piece suite and then his one-piece.
Yeah, the recliner.
A chair?
All right. I wouldn't call that a chair.
A single-seater sofa?
Yeah, recliner, single-seater. It's not a chair, is it? It's part of the sofa set. The suite.
Of course it's
not
a chair.
It's not a chair. Why would you call it a three-piece sofa or a three-seat sofa if it's not a one-seat sofa?
To differentiate it from a two-seat sofa.
Yeah,
a four-seat sofa.
So then a one-seat sofa should be a one-seat sofa.
Oh, for goodness sake. Someone go and get Anna. I can't cope with this.
Oh, my God.
Goodness me. Right. Video games. Pokemon is still a thing. Have we all finished it yet?
I have done all the gyms, all the Starfalls, and all the Titans, and I just need to do the Elite Four and go into Ground Zero, whatever it's called.
You're actually ahead of me this year then. I'm just looking at my little map now. I've done 6 of the 8 gyms, 3 of the 5 Starfalls, and 4 of the 5 Titans. So I'm slacking this year.
Are you finding it hard? Because I am terrible.
Oh no, not at all. It's really easy.
Oh, I
think I'm massively over-leveled for everything I do.
Okay.
Bearing in mind where I am, my team at the moment, I'll tell you the levels of my team. I'm just trying to find that bit now. So my levels are 61, 50, 49, 48, 53, and 41.
Okay, so don't get me wrong.
I'm at.
I focused on the Titans and then realized I'd only done 3 gyms, so I went back and did all of the gyms, and they were fine. But I did these Operation Starfall tasks.
Oh, they are hard.
Yeah, to be fair, I found most of them easy. It was the fighting one. I failed again and again and again and again, and to the point where I kept trying to level up and go back and try different tactics. I even went and got a psychic Pokemon to make sure that I had something that was strong against it, because that was the main thing I was doing wrong. All of my chosen team were not up to the right sort of typings to be effective. But I've set myself a little kind of almost pointless rule of I'm trying to use a team of just like the 6 coolest new Pokemon that I see. So if I find a Pokemon cooler than anyone in my team, they're going in over the one I find the least coolest.
So what you're telling me is just like me, you've got Farajarath and one of the ostrich fellas.
No, they're not in my team. I've not even involved.
They're the coolest ones. Anything with long necks.
Now, see, for me, it's Tinkerton is in my team.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Love that with its massive hammer. I've got 2 of the starters because I got one in a Wonder Trade. Although I don't know what the cat starter's called when it's fully evolved, because mine's German, so it's got a German name and it won't let me change it, which is very frustrating. So I'm calling it something like Masquerita or something. I can't remember. It's got some name like that, which isn't its name in English. Obviously, the Sheepdog Pokemon is in my team, fully evolved. And the Paw Me, was it called? I call mine Poncho, so I can't think of the name of it now. Paw Me, I think it was. I got that fully evolved. You have to take it for a bloody 1,000-step walk, and there's no way of knowing if you've done 1,000 steps. So I kept every now and again giving it a rare candy, and it wouldn't evolve. And then finally today it evolved for me. I've really enjoyed the story part of it. Like, it's not the most complex story, but I've enjoyed it. The characters are all very likable. I feel like they acknowledge how hateable Hop was in the last game. Hop was probably the worst thing to happen in Pokemon in 20 years. And Nemora, is that her name? Nemona? She's lovely.
Yeah,
I like her.
right.
She's a great rival. She constantly subtweets Hop by saying stuff like, it would be really annoying for me to challenge you to a battle now. I'm not going to do that. I'm not stalking you. I'm not weird. I just happen to be nearby. Only a weirdo would follow you around. And it's like, yeah, Hop, you scumbag. Get out of here, Hop. Having played Sword and Shield 4 or 5 times through, I hate that kid. Like, bloody hell. Like, it's so annoying. Anytime you're like, right, I don't want to do anything more, he'd just pop out of nowhere and force you to battle him. So, yeah, she's been refreshing. It's been really good. I was going to ask you whether you'd looked at... you might not be far enough... Well, you are far enough because you can go anywhere and it's not signposted. But have you done any of the... what are they called? The black stakes. Have you found any of them yet?
I don't know what that is, so I guess not.
Yeah, so... I don't know why this... maybe it is explained somewhere and I've just not got to it or whatever, but there's these like black stakes in the ground and they've all got different coloured lights on them, and they say, would you like to pull it out of the ground? And when you pull it out of the ground...
Oh, no, I have done one of them. Nothing happened when I pulled it out.
Yeah, it just says, it disintegrated. What's
that all about then?
Well, I ended up asking. I was like, I thought it would come up at some point. It hasn't. There's basically, I think, 4 different coloured ones: purple, green, blue, and yellow, I think. There's 8 of each colour. When you get all 8, it says to you, I can't remember what it says. Something's happened. And then you're supposed to go and find this big like circle thing on the side of a mountain that's that colour. So today I was interested in finding out more, so I Googled it and I ended up... I knew I had like 4 of the green ones, but I couldn't tell where they were. And I'm not going to just spend the whole day going around the world. So just got a map up, went to all 8 places to see where I was, found the ones I was missing. And yeah, you just talk to this like green thing on the wall, and then one of the legendaries comes out and you get to catch it. But I was like, there's not any plot to this. I'm hoping I'm not going to catch any more. I'm just going to see whether any plot comes out later on that says, legend has it there's other Pokemon in the world or something like that, because it feels really weird to just go, oh yeah, there's a stake here that no one's noticed. It's been there for years, but you're the only.
I mean, I've
person
walked over pretty much the entire map now and only noticed that one that I pulled out and nothing happened. So I'm not exactly looking for them, but they don't really turn up and are really obvious.
Well, they're all in like the top of mountains and stuff. Which again, I think if they'd been in obvious places, I would have just found them. But the fact that I was looking for a the question mark spawns come up when that's an indication it's a Pokemon you've never caught before. So if you go there, you can find something new. So I was going out of my way to find them, and I happened to be up a mountain getting that, and I just found one of them, and that was what made me think, what the hell are these things? And then I stumbled across it was the blue one, because I stumbled across the big blue circle on the side of a mountain in a cave, and it was just like, okay, this is obviously something. When you tapped it, it said some like it gave you a message of some kind, and I was like, okay, I reckon there's probably a Pokemon here. It's goes without saying that's quite a reasonable bet, and that was the length of the introduction to it, the length of the explanation. So I just kept thinking, I say it would come up at some point, and it hasn't. But yeah, it's interesting to see the legendaries. I mean, they're random. I feel like hopefully there's a story there somewhere. Maybe it'll be something they do later on. I don't know, but I can't. Don't anyone worried about spoilers? I feel like there's literally nothing possible to spoil there at this point, and unless I come to it later on. So don't consider yourself spoiled. I was relieved to know there were legendaries in it, because I was looking at the Pokedex thinking, I know there's only about 400 Pokemon in this, and I've seen most of them now. There's only the ones that are related to the plot where I'm going towards the end that are left to see. I was just a bit like, and I didn't read any spoilers beforehand or anything like that. So, I just know, because you can see the silhouettes, can't you? I can see the silhouettes of the ones that I haven't got yet that have registered as numbers on the decks, and I'm like, no, that's not a legend. That's not a legend, But yeah, I'm loving it. I've absolutely hammered it. I don't even know how much time I put into it. I should have checked before the podcast, because I'm sure it's a high number. I basically
a lot more than me somehow, and I've been giving it a good 2 or 3 hours a day every day. So I mean, I could probably have a look after. I'm doing a battle right now, so I can't actually. I must have more than 20 hours in it though.
I think I'm probably doing 6 or 7 hours a day though.
You are a maniac. I mean, do you not have a job and a family? How are you managing that?
I finish work at 5. And
6 or 7.
Oh, sorry, mine might be making noise in the background.
That seems like a lot.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Part of my problem as well
is someone's been skiving off work all week by the sounds of it.
No. So I finish work at 5 and play it till about 1 in the morning.
What, with no interruptions?
Yeah, just around putting the kids to bed or whatever. I mean, to be fair, some nights I was playing Violet instead of Scarlet, so my game would be lower because of that.
The longest bathroom break.
No,
I need to start the other one as well. To the point where I was looking to buy a second OLED Switch to do it, and Anna stopped me. I don't want to have to play the other one on my Caveman Switch. I want to be able to trade between the two, and Anna's not playing the copy I got her. So I need to play through the other one so I can trade with myself.
How did you see playtime? Because I thought I'd seen
profile. I'm at 38 hours, 27 minutes.
My word. Right, I'm just going to go into mine. I've just caught
10 hours and 15 minutes.
I didn't realise I'd played this that much.
Are you even trying? How? I don't understand how you have, especially if you've been playing the other one as well. That is that's in a week. It has been 7 days.
My God.
That's absurd, because I've been playing a lot, and I have done, hold on, I'm just loading mine up now, 20 hours, 43 minutes. So you've played it double what I have, and I feel like I've been playing it a lot.
I do feel like it's probably come at a good time in that we've had the football on in the background. So, Claire's just laying on the side watching the football while I'm sitting on the sofa playing my game. Ollie's playing Violet, so when he gets in from school, he's harassing me to start playing it, and I'm like, no, I've got work till 5. And then the moment work finishes, he sees me log off, and he's like, right, on we go. So then I join his game, which has been a little bit frustrating because he will not let me play it on my own to just go off and do things. So he's like, we have to walk around together and explore, which is probably another reason why I found a few of these stakes, because he was insisting we explore the world together, whereas I wanted to just mainline the Starfall battles and stuff like that. But yeah, no, he's we'd just play games, have a laugh, whatever, and then he'd go to bed at 8, and I'd be like, right, he's got to bed now, I can crack on and do some proper gaming. And so I spend the next 4 hours, well, usually till about half 12, 1, as I say, playing it properly, and then on stream nights loading up Violet. So if you count Violet as well, I mean, I've only played that for 2 streams, so I'm probably looking at 42, 43 hours overall.
Jeez.
He's a madman.
And I was out at the weekend, I think. I can't even think what day. I don't think I was home Saturday.
You are
no, Saturday we went out for
How
the
are
day.
you finding it, Pabby?
It plays horrendously.
What do you mean?
It is.
Are you going to talk about frame rates and nonsense like that?
Yes.
Because I've seen no issues of any kind.
So you don't notice in the background when you see a person and they're kind of like stop motion animation in the background.
Absolutely not. I'm not looking at the background. I'm playing the game.
But surely you see people in your periphery, and then you see other like people, and they are just like, it's like a flick book in the background half the time.
Nah, not noticed any of that.
I've fallen through the ground a few times.
I've been meaning to say that the one thing that's probably annoyed me most about this release is the amount of wangs doing TikTok videos, tweets, etc. Just talking about how, it annoys me when they're showing them having a battle and they go, oh, look at this, Miraidon just ran through the battle. And it's like, yeah, because you're playing with somebody else. And that's what happens when they run through your battle. That's not the game bugging out. That's you making it look like the game's bugging out. Or, look, I'm not sat on my Miraidon. I'm just a person floating in the air. And it's like, well, yeah, if you move the camera to underneath it, it films like you're flying through the air because you've put the camera inside the Miraidon. You know what I mean? It's not... The game isn't completely 100% polished perfect. It needs a patch. But there's so many clips and tweets and whinges about this that aren't accurate.
And I've had people telling me that they're not even playing it. People who've played loads of Pokemon games in the past, big Pokemon fans, who've not even bothered getting it because they're so worried about this frame rate nonsense. I don't understand. I'm having loads of fun with it.
It's only as bad as previous ones to me. It's not that bad. The other ones didn't run great either. So
Pokemon, it doesn't need to.
No,
apparently, I'm just attracted towards games that look rubbish and are a bit clunky, and the developer doesn't really care. But they're fun, and I can spend hours upon hours in them.
Yeah,
that's my kind of game, apparently.
They're usually hugely successful, the best in their field. Like Football Manager, because I'm assuming that's what you were talking about there.
Yeah.
How many tens and fifties and hundreds of companies have tried to emulate Football Manager and failed? All of them. No one's ever going to make a game as popular as that, and no one's ever going to make a Pokemon game as popular. They only focus on what matters, and the stuff people keep referring to don't matter. That's what I said last week when we were talking about people talking in the games. It genuinely doesn't impact the sales, so why would they? So yeah, no, I'm loving it. Sorry, it's supposed to be Pab's review.
No,
continue. You're all right. I have some questions I'm going to ask you. Just as I'm curious. At what point can I change my clothes? Can I change what I'm wearing?
You can't change out of your school uniform, but you can change your accessories.
Seriously?
Like your shoes, your socks, your bag, your hair, your hat, your glasses. But you do still have to wear the school uniform.
I
mean, you are at school, Pab. Do you remember school and how you had to wear your uniform?
Yes, I have to wear my uniform.
There's also 4 different uniforms you can choose from. You can have like the summer, the autumn, the winter. There's seasons. Figure out the last one. I'm not going to spoil it.
I feel like a monster because I never changed the costume of any character. I'm still wearing the original Pokemon Go costume that you get when you unlock the game on Pokemon Go. So I'm surprised you're asking this, Pab.
Oh, I go in every shop. I've spent 40,000 coins on a bag.
Yeah, there's an expensive shop I found, and it's like 80,000 for trainers. I'm like, I don't even have 80,000.
Yeah, I've bought all that stuff. I'm fully kitted out. I look like the snazziest school kid in the world.
Not only did I not know there were clothing shops, but I also need to add that my Pokemon have only had like 4 sandwiches, and they're all ham sandwiches, and it was only because I.
I've not started doing the sandwich stuff yet.
Yeah.
Apparently that's how you get shinies, isn't it? You need sandwiches to get shinies.
I've got 2 shinies, so nothing to do with sandwiches.
But you can literally go shiny hunting if you have the right sandwiches.
Oh yeah, you can. Yep.
Which I've not even explored yet.
Something that I saw on TikTok that I showed Ollie, and he was blown away by it, and now he keeps doing it. Is if you make the right type of ham sandwich, I think it needs mustard or something.
I mean, obviously, all ham sandwiches need mustard. For goodness sake.
Once you give,
I know you've been a vegetarian for a while, but seriously,
if you consume that and then you go to a specific point where chances spawn. You go there eating your ham sandwich, and there'll be just tons and tons and tons of chances. And because of the way the ham sandwich benefits you, you end up getting like 4.5, 5,000 XP per chancey, and you just level up really quickly. And all I could hear Ollie doing was just be like, "Oh my god, oh wow," just getting carried away because these Pokemon were just rising through the levels like nothing.
He's so excited he turned into a wrestling commentator.
He keeps telling me he's better than me at games because he's going into it.
Legitimate, yeah.
Well, he is, but he's going into the battles with level 70 Pokemon, and
that's what the cool kids do, Sheepdog.
I'm there going. I told him that fighting Starfall one was quite hard because I had level 50 Pokemon when I was doing it, and he went and did it first try with his level 70s, and I was like, all right, Ollie.
Sounds like he's better than you.
He's been destroying me tonight. He just, this is a bit of a tangent, but in the football, he said to me, "Why have all those blokes got lumps in their necks?" And I said, "That's your Adam's apple. Everyone's got, I've got an Adam's apple. Look." And he went, "You haven't even got a neck."
I want to give him a pound.
So then
he's very observant. I'm very impressed.
So then he was like, when I was talking to him about Pokemon later on, he was just like, I told him it was hard. He beat it, and he goes, "Not only am I better," he goes, "Not only do you not have a neck, you're not as good at Pokemon as I am," or something like that. And I was just like, "You're a little git. Like, I'm not having this." But yeah, no,
he's my new hero.
He's been doing me in tonight, definitely. So yeah, I don't have a neck, but
get a neck for goodness sake.
So Pab, your review, continue.
Mm-hmm. Another question for you.
Go on.
This is tangentially off the clothing. Do I want to pay for a haircut?
Oh, I have several times. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I keep changing up my style.
Yeah, but is it just the same? Is it just
no? There's different haircuts depending on where you go. You don't just get the ones you get from the start.
Okay, good. So I can go to a hairdresser because it said, "Do I want a haircut? 3,000." I don't know. I don't know what I want yet.
Yeah, you do.
Now, so I'm coming. Is there any beards in this yet?
I'm a girl, so I haven't got a beard.
No. Okay.
And you are an 11-year-old, so you probably won't have one either.
No. I just realising that thing you in school thing. Yeah, it makes sense. 11?
Well,
is that what we're close
they're a school kid. I don't know exactly how old they are. I feel like they're pre-beard.
Pokemon's always your 10th birthday. That's where you start your journey.
Right, okay. I
am kind of confused at this school. Sorry, go on, Pat.
I just saw lots of enemies that had beards, and I went, "Oh, a beard's in the game." You just got to grow into it, I suppose.
And apparently, the region is strictly
you are
beard
asking
free.
the big questions here, Pat. You don't get this in the professional reviews
that I've come across recently. That I've literally come to a town where I had shops today, and I was like, "Oh, shops!" I went, "Wait, that one's hats, that one's socks, and that one's bags." I was like, "Where's the shirts and pants? What's going on?"
No shirts. You can get like leggings. You can get leggings to wear under your shorts, so it looks like you're wearing half of a different pair of trousers.
Right. Okay. So maybe we'll go that route then. I don't know. I don't mind the game. I found myself. I keep getting myself turned around on the map quite a bit. I like the fact that I can go onto a place and set this as my kind of objective that I want to go to. Except for the point where I went out the wrong door and then proceeded to go to the wrong one for half of my play session. I went down to the southwest, and the southwest is a lot of mountainous region. And then
I got really lost down there.
It quickly became apparent that I wasn't meant to be going there. That was very much wasn't where I was trying to go. So I spent like probably at least 2 hours just trying to get to where I was going, and I realised, wait, that's not the gym I want. That's a psychic gym. I highlighted one of the first ones is what a grass gym or whatever. I don't know whichever one it was. And I was like,
Pug, I think
I've been
down
going
there.
to the wrong one. I've been going to the wrong one the entire time. We had to go back to the main like town area, the main city, and then go out the other gate the other way. And eventually got there, but I do keep finding myself just having to stop and look at the map and go, right, where is it? What is supposed to go? What does it want from me?
Wants you to catch them all. It's in the song.
It does, and to be fair, I'm still playing it. I've not put it down yet, but then I did this with the last one as well. I played it for about a week or so, and then I stopped. I do like the fact that I like the fact that it does say there's 3 different stories, sort of thing. But is it?
They're intertwined. You're going to do them all.
Well, it is, and the fact of the matter is this: is that when you click on if you go on your profile, and it shows you how many badges, it counts them all in. It groups them all.
I think it would be very difficult to, in fact, probably impossible to just do the gyms because you need to do the Titans to unlock the different powers to get to the different parts of the map. So I think you kind of, I don't think you can do the whole map just on foot right at the start.
You get powers from the Titans then?
Is it the Titans? It's the Titans you get the powers from, isn't it? Like glide and climb and all that.
I've done one Titan, and I don't think I got any powers from.
I think that was probably the speed boost one.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Yeah, that's right. I now go faster, which I only learned today. I did it last week. I did it over last weekend. I did it, and I found out today that that's a speed boost thing that you can do. So that is a thing. Okay, so I'm glad that came in. That just wasn't there from the beginning. I just wasn't paying attention at all. I've acquired that power. Okay, cool. I feel better about that now. I feel much better about that.
Yes. I think depending on what order you do them in depends on what you unlock as well. So like if you need to be able to like climb a cliff or something, you're gonna have to go find which one lets you do that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of guides that'll tell you which ones you want to do which abilities. Have you tried the jump backwards up the cliffside though? Because that works.
Jump backwards.
No idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so if you back your vehicle up to
Have you been reading FAQs?
No. It was on Twitter. It was literally on Twitter. Someone did it. Someone there's like a clip on someone's Twitter of someone doing it. Going, I was like, does that actually work? And I went over and tried it. So you back up to like a cliff, one that you can kind of like not like a vertical like absolute wall, but like an incline that you would normally just kind of slide down. And kind of back up to it, and then just kind of jump and kind of keep backing yourself up. You'll just kind of shuffle up the hill.
I'm confused. You'll shuffle up.
Sounds like he's glitching the game.
Oh right. I was trying to do. I thought you were saying like a backflip, like a Spider-Man style, flipping off the. I was standing on the edge of the cliff with my Karide on.
You were probably trying to Skyrim it and just kind of get up cliffs and mountainsides that you're not supposed to be going. You know, where it wants you to do an elaborate like jumping puzzle sort of thing, and like. Around this mountain to get where you need to go, you can just like backwards jump up the side of the cliffside instead and do that. I've only seen it like online. Last weekend or start of this week? I tried it once and it did work. I don't know if they've not been any patches this week, has there for it?
No, not yet.
I don't think so.
They are due one.
It's not been patched out.
I would say. Sorry, go on.
Oh, go on. You're good.
I was going to say, I would say walk around with a Pokemon out attacking stuff because on my Violet game, I had my Pokemon just running off alongside me, killing anything it could, and it wouldn't kill a shiny Igglybuff that had come across, and it looked identical to all the others, but it wouldn't kill it. So I was like, oh, I'll go check you out. It was shiny, so that's been very handy.
Is there any, not purpose to... Yeah, let's go purpose to it, to having a Pokemon out, because I'd never have...
Well, it levels you up quicker for a start.
Does it? Yeah. Did it actually do it? Because I threw him out and he went and started killing like 3 things and I didn't see the level move at all. And I was like, is it just like...
You don't get as many points as if you did like a normal fight, but you do get some XP.
Also, with the one called Poor Me, it has to walk 1,000 steps as your Let's Go
the tiny little thing.
The little like Pikachu one of this generation.
It's like a little furball type looking electric thing.
Yeah. And so I didn't know that I had to walk it. So I had a level 61 that just hadn't evolved, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And annoyingly, you have to walk it 1,000 steps and then level it up. So I had to do so many battles just to get the damn thing to level up to level 61 because it's a lot of XP. I kept giving it rare candies, and that was making the problem worse because it wasn't quite ready to level up and all of that. But yeah, he's finally done it. Because it was frustrating because I'd put him into battle and he'd just die after 2 hits because I guess he wasn't in his final form, so he didn't have the defense that he needed or whatever. But I'm hoping he's now a bit of an MVP again. Now he's quite high leveled and he's fully evolved.
I just got rid of him, just moved him out. I got a bird that recharges itself or something, which was good. What is it called? Let's have a look. A Waterel. A Waterel? That sound right? Sheepdog?
Yeah, that evolves into kilowatt or something, doesn't it?
It literally, you shoot it with an electric attack, it recharges its health. It gives it health back.
Yeah, if you do that. I noticed Ollie had one that did that.
That's perfect. That is perfect. Me going into electric gym. This is what I want.
I mentioned my German one. It's supposed to be called Meowscarada, and mine's called Mascagato, which doesn't sound German at all. Just looking through my team to see what their actual names should be because I've given them all their own names. I got Raphael,
don't give them different names.
I got Raphael the Cerulege because he's got little forks for hands. I got Wasabi the
such an incredible loser.
Wasabi the Skeledirge because he's a spicy boy. I got Belle the Tinkerton, which I think that's my favourite Pokemon of the generation, other than Houndstone because it is a sheepdog. But yeah, that's my team.
Got a favourite yet.
Pormot. But yeah, no, I think Tinkerton and whatever the dog one was called, I've forgotten, Houndstone, they're my favourite two so far.
I don't know. I don't hate this game. I don't hate it. I like it a lot. I just wish it played better. Like I said last week, I don't necessarily think... I mean, other games still Nintendo just continue to put games out that run well. But it is, I think it is also a sign of the times that the Switch is getting on a bit now, and it's going to be.
It's also the third game they've released in 12 months, so they've obviously rushed it. No, they released one this time last year, one in February, and
you've had one now.
Brilliant wasn't made by them.
Yeah, I was going to say different teams worked on all three, but it is still. I mean, it's been a good year for it, a good 12 months for Pokemon games. I think all three of them were great. I'd say out of the three, Diamond and Pearl were the least fun, but that still was my favourite gen before I played it. And the fact that Arceus and Scarlet have been more fun than it is a good sign. I feel like we were heading in the right direction. I don't necessarily think it's the Switch's fault or their fault. I feel like they've just done a game, they've prioritised what they prioritise, and it's fine. I do think if they release a stronger Switch, after this, which they will do, obviously, they're not going to make a worse one, and the games don't make a jump, then there's obviously questions there. But I'm firmly of the opinion I don't want them to put all the Pokemon in a game anymore. I feel like the fact there's 400 in this is enough. I used to be firmly in the belief that they should put them all in because that's what we want, but no, I don't think that's right anymore. I think the story's been fun. I don't really expect War and Peace. If they're going to do proper stories, I'd like it to be like Legend Arceus ones. I feel like they were good. That was a good story. That was a good game.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like you said last week, Kev, that you wanted the stuff from Arceus a little bit. All the doing the different things to get them. I kind of agree with you now, because especially seeing the fact that the veil of their effect, every single thing is effectively just like a gym, just with a slightly different tweak on it. It's not really massively different. The gym things are annoying. I liked it initially.
The gym tasks are stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, what does this have to do with me pushing this thing around a maze? Got to do with my ability to beat you at a Pokemon battle. I don't understand why I'm doing this. Why
just
am I
to keep you busy for a few minutes?
Just a mini game. It's like if I
have
wanted
some
a mini
busy
game,
work.
Yeah, I don't also like the fact that all the things I don't. I've done 3 gyms, 3 gyms and one of each of the other things. The bases and the cave ones, whatever they are. And I don't know. I just don't know. I genuinely, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I can't put it down, but I'm also just a bit about it. Like, just the quests are all roughly the same. It's just, I don't know.
You're painting a picture of words here, Pabby. That's for sure.
I'm so like just meh with it.
Sounds like you're lost for words, Pab.
But I can't. It's a little bit, but I can't. I also can't. I always think, what do I want to play tonight? And it's not like a case of me going this or this. It's usually like it's been God of War or Pokemon, and I've done one or the other most nights. And it's not like a thing where I'm going, no, I don't want to play Pokemon. I want to play God of War. It's something that I'm happy to put on and I'll play, and I lose myself for a good couple of hours just sitting there, just doing what I'm doing, just driving around in my little Pokemon bike and collecting stuff and doing stuff. And I don't know what it is. It's a good game, but I wish it was better. I do.
One thing I want to tell people, because I didn't know, I don't know whether it tells you this or what, but if you go on the Pokédex and when you look at when you actually click on it, you've got all the, whatever they are, files, books, starting at 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way along. If you press X there, it goes up like a chart awarding you items every 10 Pokemon you've caught. So when I was told this, I'd already caught 200, and it was basically just like, here's 30 fast balls, quick balls, here's a load of potions, here's a load of Stardust, and I got an absolute ton of stuff, whereas I told Ollie he only caught like 80 things, and so he didn't get very much. So you press minus sign to get your dex up, and then A to actually go on the dex, and then X, so bottom left there's a little cup with an X next to it.
It's a cup, 10. Yep, there you go.
Oh my word. I'm getting things.
Yeah,
I did not know about this.
No, and I'm like, why?
3 bags of Stardust, amazing.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't they tell us that existed? Why have I had to find this out? Imagine everyone listening is going, wait, what?
I've already caught over 200 Pokemon. I'm getting all of the things here.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I do wonder what you get if you complete it. I'm wondering whether at the end it will be that's how you get because sometimes you get like a shiny.
You only get the reward if you're waiting until the end to press X. You've just ruined it for everybody. Oh, what am I going to do with these quick balls? I'm going on a rampage. This is amazing.
Quick balls are very handy. So go on, Pep.
I don't know. I don't know if this was in previous game. It probably was now, but it's the first time I'm probably noticing it. It's when you catch Pokemon in a different type of ball, you see that type of ball when you're healing them, or you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. And when they all appear in the Pokemon Center, that is always the case, yes.
Is it always? I couldn't remember whether it was, because I think it might be just because I play Pokemon Go and I don't think about it anymore. But
I agree with you. I don't like it when they all pop up and they're not all identical. You should be allowed to swap the ball, shouldn't you? You should be allowed to kind of take them all to a ball expert.
I went to see the ball expert last week.
You should be able to pay them to make them all a certain colour.
Yeah, that was all right though. Pokemon's good. Pokemon is good for what it is.
Well, I'm glad we're all agreed.
Yes,
excellent.
You seem to, you'll have finished it by next week, Sheepdog. I don't expect.
God knows. Because it's not telling us. I mean, that is probably my only genuine.
On your schedule, you should. It's
not a criticism, but it's an acknowledgement. Is that it doesn't tell you very much. So I'll say, so someone like Lewis will say to you, have you checked this out? And I'm like, oh, no, I haven't. And then that's a shock. Or I was chatting to someone on Discord who said they'd completed the game. And I was like, all right. And they went, although I don't think I paid much attention because I've just caught a Hoppip and I didn't know Hoppip was in the game. And I was like, Hoppip's everywhere. Like, Hoppip's the most common Pokemon in the game. And they're like, yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. And I thought, well, how many Pokemon did you catch? Like, have you completed the game having caught nothing? Because they're still playing it now, going back. I think they just rushed the story because they wanted to be one of the first people that, they knew to do it. Whereas, I've been I've spent a lot of time. Like I went and got the dolphin to evolve, and I went and got all the other ones to evolve in their special ways. There's a dolphin Pokemon. I mean, that was easy to evolve because you just had to have a friend play with you.
I've got a question.
Go on.
Have you been to any classes?
Yeah, I've done loads of classes.
Have you? Oh, I knew you would.
I did the biology ones because I wanted false swipe because that's useful. I haven't actually equipped it, but I wanted false swipe so that I could. You can hit Pokemon and then you have 1 hit point left with that. So I sat through like 5 biology lessons before I realised I only had to go to his room and he'd be there and he'd give it to me. But what is the benefit of doing the other classes?
I've done every available class. You get some candies. That's about it.
Is that it? So if I didn't go, I wouldn't be missing anything.
I think I've done all the classes that are available to me at the moment and got maybe 30 or 40 candies as a reward. They're like the minimum XP jobbies, not like a fancy rare candy thing. The ones that give you a little boost.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I got to pretend I was playing Persona. It was very Persona-y, that bit.
I did think it was probably, a Persona sort of nod. But yeah, cool.
It was indeed.
Very good game.
Right, the only other game I've played this week is something called Football Manager, which I think I've mentioned before. I don't need to get too bogged down in that, I'll let you lot waffle.
Well, I mean,
I continue catching Pokemon.
Sheepdog. Yeah, Sheepdog, go on. Tell us what else you've played on your...
Yeah, come on, Sheepdog.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you've only played one game this week? We do a podcast, for goodness sake.
I swear I have
gaming
played
hours
something else,
in.
and I'm trying to think what else I've actually... There is something I played, I'm sure there is, but I'll have a ponder, because I've forgotten. I mean, it's been Black Friday week, so Simpsons Tapped Out's been very good. I put a lot of hours into that as well. But I knew that's going to get me told off. But no, go on, Pabby. What have you been up to?
Like I said, the only other thing that... I have tried to play Marvel Snap, but I don't understand. It doesn't work on my phone for whatever reason. It just says loading, just put just a permanent loading screen, and it never changes. But I want to play Marvel Snap, and I can't. I know it's on Steam, so I might try and see if I can play it on my Steam Deck instead, but it's supposed to be a very good Marvel card game. No, the other thing I've played is God of War Ragnarok. I am now 13 hours in, which is probably another 5 hours on from what... I've still not reached Anna's 15 from last week. I'm still lagging behind Anna's.
She's played loads more as well.
Oh,
I don't think she's finished it yet, but she's been playing it a lot.
I bet. Still only done one side quest. I got the urge to do a side quest the other day, and I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna go back to the dwarf realm, and I'm gonna go and do the side quest there. And then, as I did that, I would literally, as I'm finishing up a quest, I'm saying this: next time I play it, I am going to go back and do the other side quests that I've missed so far. And then I get dumped another 2 side quests. I'm like, you're kidding me? No. Don't do this to me. I don't throw another 2. It just like bogged me down with another 2 side quests. I was like, no. I'm just getting side quest after side quest, and I've done 1. And I've got to the point now where it's starting to feel better about the game. The game initially I said felt slow to begin with, and it still is a little, but it's picking up the pace little by little, and I'm feeling more powerful with my abilities and my powers and my weapons that I have, which is kind of what I needed, because I feel like sometimes you're just doing like chip damage and just chipping away at these enemies, and it's taking an age to get through a combat arena, and I just dread it when you see a combat arena in the distance coming in. Like, I've got to go into that. It's going to be a combat arena, and I can just tell that all these enemies are going to start coming out, and I'm going to have to fight them all, and I just don't want to battle them. But now I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm just cutting them up and just destroying everything around me, which is how you should feel in this game. You shouldn't just be like having to slog your way through all these little like zombie type enemies and what have you, and little bugs and whatnot. The story still is very good. It's picking up again, like I said, is moving on. What can I say that you guys aren't going to get it? For the listeners, this is though to give you an indication of where I am. I have acquired a bird.
What?
I've acquired a bird for my journey.
A bird.
Yes.
Is this code, or will people genuinely get it?
Yes. No, people I think will get it at a certain point. I'm in a realm where I have acquired a bird.
The sky, Pab.
The sky? No. It's an actual different realm. And like I say, I'm working my way through the game, chipping away at the actual story stuff, and I feel like it's getting to the same point of similar to the previous game, the 2018 and Horizon, where I keep telling myself, okay, just play an hour at a time, just play an hour. If it's not grabbing you, just play an hour. You've got to do an hour. I aim to just do an hour and see where we go, and then an hour passes by, and then it's like I should have gone to bed 45 minutes ago. I find myself, I've been on there for nearly 2-3 hours at that point. I'm like, yeesh, I need to stop. So it is getting to the point now where I think I'm going to want to play it and do more things and do the side quests. Like I say, initially I didn't want to do the side quests, but I taught myself into them last week. So hopefully over the weekend I might try some and do some side quests. There is a lot now. There's probably like 4 that I've got to do. And yeah, it's been good. It has been an enjoyable time. I've still not made my votes on Game of the Year. The Game Awards are coming up in whatever it is, start of December.
Is that what we call our
they're
podcast
not
now?
They're not the official Game of the Year.
No. But
no.
I know. But the Game Awards are up, and you can vote for. There's a number of categories.
Really, you should only be voting for hours. I think you are contractually obliged to only vote hours.
But like I say, I'm trying to get it finished so I can at least have an idea, because they've got like 6 nominees out, and I'm thinking, and God of War's in there, and I'm thinking, I can't say that is the category for Game of the Year at the minute. By the time we get to our awards, like Christmas, New Year's time, I think, I'm pretty sure I will have finished it by then, and I'll know the answer. But it is,
remind you, Pab, your annual review is also coming up, so before you start moonlighting with other awards.
My annual review?
Yes.
Surely I should be doing the reviews for you.
I'm just looking at this Game of the Year list that they've got on their inferior website to ours, and I've only played one of these, so my vote is clear. I only played that for an hour, but Stray is Game of the Year if this is the short list.
No.
Who is it that does it?
The Game Awards.
Oh, right, okay. Literally.
So there's no legitimate site that does it then, it's just this thing that there's voting.
Yeah, it's just Jeff Keighley who does it every year.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember this because I don't really like their site layout, and I always feel like they miss a ton of games that should be on there. All seems a little bit...
like what?
Yeah.
What have they
There's
missed?
No Football Manager on here, no Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon's
no FIFA.
Pokemon didn't meet the cutoff.
Well, Arceus did. Where's that on the list? That was better than Stray.
Clearly, it's voted by the
idiots.
Judging panel. It's
Just
not like...
call it like it is. It's voted for by idiots.
I don't think I'm ever going to play a Horizon game, and that's not me being like rude or disparaging. I just don't feel they look very good.
They're very good.
There's nothing on that list that I would want to play.
The list, by the way, for the listeners, is A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Which I haven't finished the first one yet.
Have you seen that game?
No.
You know when you said to me, do you remember the time when I picked up the Fire Emblem game 3 Houses many years after the fact? I get the feeling that the Xenoblade game is going to be one of them for you. I really do.
Well, I'd like it.
I really do think you might be into them.
Look, shall we?
I really do, and it.
To me, in my ignorant view, I thought Horizon and Xenoblade were very similar styles of game. They're probably not at all, but I'm looking at them thinking they're in my head.
I think I might already own one of these.
You might.
I think I bought it and then never played it. I'm just having a look through my Switch now. There was definitely something I bought and then didn't ever play. It's not that. It's not on the list. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. What's this? I've got Dragon Quest 11 on here. That's something I've bought and never played.
That's supposed to be good. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is supposed to be very, very good, and it's all about.
Do I need to have played the first two, or should I just go and buy
it? I that's the thing that I keep thinking, but then I think you probably could jump into it. I probably something you could probably ask Google for that, and it would probably give you a more knowledgeable answer than me. But I thought the exact same thing. It's all about school kids going into a war, into battle, and it's all about, creating teams and relationships between each.
Oh, all three of them on the Switch? Then it doesn't matter. I can just play all three of them then.
They might be. I'm not sure if one is.
Yeah, the definitive edition is available on the Switch.
There you go. But I don't know. Like I say, I don't know whether they've made it so that. I know people who swear by Xenoblade games and
nerds. Just call them what they are.
And like I said, there's tons of the characters in Smash Brothers as well, so they must be popular for Nintendo as well to do that anyway. So, yeah, I don't know much about it, but I just heard a lot of good things about 3 this year. So, and like I say, I heard someone talk about it this week about probably nominations for Game of the Year, and they were talking about it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be one of them things where I'm going to get told off again, aren't I? I can just sense it's going now. I can sense I'm going to get told off for not bringing it up at the time.
Do you know?
So I'm doing it now.
5 of these, I'm guessing Stray won't count as this, but 5 of these are classed as action adventure games. And it's like, yeah, they've basically just picked 5 action adventure games and what they consider Stray to be an adventure game.
Well, that's what's
because there's no fighting in Stray. That's why it's just adventure, not action adventure. You're not fighting.
But
do you not think they should have done more than just put the same game 5 times?
Well, it's not the same game, is it? It's just those are the best 5 games that they think has come out this year. They can't. You shouldn't be constrained by going. Well, we've got to put a sports game in. Oh, wait a minute, we've got to put a simulator in. You know what I mean?
No. I'm not saying they should do that. I'm saying you're telling me that 6 action games were able to beat out the fact that Legends Arceus came out.
Yes.
And the fact that lots of other big games came out that are clearly better than these boring bloody action games.
You haven't played any of them.
Yeah, because
how would you know?
They're all rubbish. They're not my thing.
Well, there you go.
Buying all the Xenoblade games now. I'll let you know.
Well, I mean, Xenoblade's the only one on there where I'm like, I'm not touching Horizon. God of War, I'd considered. Yeah, I just feel like that's hitting the square button over and over again. God of War games.
If Nintendo don't have a Black Friday buy all the games in this series deal, then that's ridiculous.
They don't have that. No, there is a Black Friday sale on, but there's nothing about Xenoblade, I'm afraid. That's the other thing. It's Nintendo product, so it probably rarely drops in price either.
Absolutely hideous. Can Amazon sort me out? I'm looking at Amazon now.
eBay.
Mind you, if I buy it physically,
speaking of which,
kill me.
I have acquired Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Why?
Brand new sealed. Because my boss found it in a bin the other day and said, "Do you have a Switch?" And I went, "Yeah."
In a bin.
There you go. Just chucked it to me.
As the resident Persona expert, I got this, played it for an hour, and thought, I don't know what's going on. It's really hard.
Yeah, I thought I've still got it. I'll keep it sealed, and I was like, "Oh, I'll take it. I'll never play it." But
I might get back to it one day. But it was really, really hard.
Yeah, it was in a bin with a load of like DVDs and stuff like that, and it's just in there sealed. I was like, "Oh, I'll take it." Anyway,
you know what? I'm scrolling through the list of the year, and it's like quite quiet. It's not Two Point Campus is one I played on this list. I wouldn't necessarily think it would go on there. It's been a lot of
good categories.
I'm looking at the games that came out this year.
Right, there's the games list. I see.
And it's like, okay, no. Now I feel less like they've just been a bit meatheady. Not that I'm considering it meatheady to like action games. They're not my cup of tea. No, because before I said that they were rubbish, I was like, I consider them Anna games, and I was like, I'm not saying Anna's games are rubbish. They're Anna games. She likes them. They're not my thing.
Yet another personal attack on Anna because she's not here. It happens every time.
Doesn't it? I can't help myself. She likes that kind of game. They're not my. I'll probably do a U, and I'll end up becoming obsessed with them in 10 years.
She likes that kind of game. Yeah, I see what you're doing there. She likes them, so they must be rubbish. You're a monster. You really are. Just... You hate all women. I can't stand it. You're a monster.
Trying to silence women, though.
No, I'll do it you. I'll end up stealing her thing like you try and steal my thing by liking all the games that I like.
How dare you?
I'm surprised Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga didn't make it. Isn't that like every Star Wars game in one?
I think it's in like the. It's in a. I think it might be in a category. I think I did see it in one of the categories for something. I don't think it necessarily mean it would become Game of the Year, but I think it is in there somewhere. I think I did see that.
But no, I'm looking at certain months here and just thinking that was a bad month. That was a bad month.
I can literally.
How have we done a podcast about all these games? Not all these games.
Oh, we rarely talk. Don't worry, we rarely talk about games. It's fine.
I mean, I can see why. I don't think it's our fault. I think it's their fault.
Oh, we have this conversation on the Game of the Year show every year about how we always compare it to like 2012 when gaming was great.
We should debate each month on this year's one.
It was so good that we started a podcast 2012.
What was your Game of the Year Game of the month for September? Was it Gundam Evolution? Was it Potion Permit?
It was FIFA. It was FIFA.
Spider Heck.
It was FIFA. It was FIFA.
Moon Scars.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite an easy month. It was FIFA.
The fridge is red. FIFA's not even on this list.
Well, that's a really dumb list then, because that came out in September.
That's so funny.
Or was it October?
September. Certain it was September. Right, I can't find any deals for these, so I've added them to my Christmas list to see if Anna... I don't know if Anna's bought my presents yet.
Right.
This
don't do this to me now. Do this to me every time. I suggest somebody you do the research. Don't just go straight to a store and purchase things.
No,
how long have we known each other now? Do you actually think I'm going to do any research?
Please do, because I might be completely wrong.
I'm not going to, Pab.
Science has shown that people who don't research are more satisfied with their purchases. Ignorance is truly bliss.
Ignorance is bliss, yeah.
That's why Sheepdog hates everything. He researches it too much.
I spend far too much time trying to find... I mean, no, I feel like I end up with the right thing and I'm confident that I've made the best decision.
Just everyone else who's had to go to 14 different shops with you.
I bought a new camera this week because I couldn't find the muff for my other one.
So you do it.
You're not a well man, are you?
I'm fine. Oh, what's Geometric Sniper? Right, shall we wrap this bad boy up? Are we done?
Yeah, we've actually gone over an hour.
Yeah, but 48 minutes that was Pokemon, and we forgot to put an advert in.
We did. I don't know where I'm going to put an advert.
It's all gone wrong. Twitter has survived another week, boys and girls. So if you want to follow us on there, it's at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me on Twitter and every upcoming thing that appears at Lelujo.
Yeah,
on Hive now.
I'm on Twitter at RB6K, but on all the other platforms, I'm at Sheepdog6K. And I don't know which one's going to survive, but I'm going for Sheepdog6K everywhere new.
I'm at Pab1986 everywhere as well.
Including Hive. Even Pab made it to Hive. Amazing. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks for listening, folks.